We've all heard the saying, more money doesn't bring more happiness. But studies out of Harvard have shown that spending money in certain ways can actually bring more happiness. So what are those ways? How do we make sure you're spending your money in the right ways to help bring more happiness? Because we work really hard for our money, we want as much happiness out of it as we can get. If you've jumped into this type of content before, you know that making a bit more money up to a certain level actually brings more happiness, but anything above that level doesn't do anything additional. So let's say that income level is $75,000. As we make more, we're able to do more things, pay for home, food, have nicer things, but at a certain level, anything above that, there's no added value or benefit or happiness. For most of us watching this video, we work hard to make more money. We want to make more. There's never enough. And I talk to hundreds of you every single year. 99% of you, that's the mindset. There's always that 1% that doesn't care about money, that's living frugally. I have a family member like that, and that's great. That's fantastic. I wish more people were like that. I wish I was wired like that, but we're just not. As human natures, we're wired to make more money to bring more happiness. But again, there's that threshold. So a lot of you hit that threshold, you start making more money above that, and you kind of get lost in the money. It's great, but it doesn't really bring more happiness. In fact, for a lot of you, it actually brings more problems. So I wanted to go through the 3 ways that this Harvard study talks about that how can we take your money, your excess money, and actually bring more happiness. And the first way to do that is buying time. So buying time means you're basically selling certain things that you do that you don't like to do, that take time, that you just would rather put aside. It might be yard work, cooking, Christmas lights has become a very popular thing to have someone install for you here in BC. I'm sure it's where you are as well. But there's certain things in your life that you could hire someone to free up your time. So you're spending money, again, gardener's a popular one, where look, I don't like taking care of my lawn, doing my hedges, cleaning my gutters, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to hire someone. It's going to cost me a couple $1,000s a year, but now I've freed up all that time. So when I get home from work, when I get home from a vacation, I don't have to spend the first 4 hours after getting home from vacation doing my lawn and getting my yard back in shape. It might be cooking. Maybe you bring in a chef every, a couple times a week. Actually, I know a company that brings in a chef every Monday to cook meals for their staff for the week. And that just allows the staff to come in with more of an open mind, not stress out about what am I eating, and I had to rush to get some meal together in the morning. They're eating well. So again, what is it in your life that takes a lot of time or that you don't like doing that you could hire someone for at a reasonable cost? Try doing it for a year. We actually bought landscaping services in an auction at our kids' school this past year. So this whole past year, we had a landscape company come in and do our yard, take care of it, maintain it, all of that. Now, I'm the type of person that loves to do that. I just bought a new lawnmower. I have all this stuff. I love getting out there. It's kind of my oasis. But I can tell you this, when I got home from vacation, when I got home from a long day of work, and I didn't have to go out and cut the lawn and take care of the yard and all that, it was a nice break. Now, next year I'm going to go back to doing it because I do enjoy doing it, but it was a great break to have. So what is that thing in your life? How do you buy more time? The second thing is experiences over things. And I can say, as human beings, typically we want to buy things. We see it, hey, our shiny car, house, whatever it is. We want to buy a tangible item that we can feel and touch and all that. And I think that's why a lot of people that invest in real estate like real estate over the stock market, because I can't feel and touch my stocks, but my home or my rental home, I can drive by it, I can touch it, I can see it. It's a physical asset. We're wired as humans to buy a physical product, but it traps us. When we have money, it traps us into spending money on things we shouldn't be. Maybe we're upgrading a home, upgrading a car, buying something we don't need, or buying something that's going to be worthless very soon. And it doesn't really bring that happiness. It's kind of that shallow happiness. Now, what if we switch that budget, that allocation for those fancy things to experiences? And a lot of you that have made that transition really see the net benefit of this. And you need to start telling more people about it. A lot of you might have, yeah, Adam, I bought that vintage car I've always wanted and it brings me a ton of happiness. Absolutely. There's going to be that odd thing. But in general terms, I encourage you to spend the next year, 2, 3 years, especially as you enter into retirement, buy experiences, buy things that you'll remember forever, that you can do with your loved ones, whatever it is. So buy those experiences versus things. it should bring more happiness to you. And I've seen it firsthand in my life. We're trying to allocate more money to experiences versus things with our kids and all of that. This next year, we're going to try Disneyland with the 4 kids, so that should be interesting. But again, buying those experiences versus, buying things for them or buying things, around them. The third way to bring more happiness out of the money that you have is to invest in others and not just in yourself. And I know you work hard, you have this money, you save up the money, you want to spend it on yourself. You worked hard for it, you're going to spend it on yourself, whatever that is, whether it's an experience, a thing, whatever. When was the last time you invested in someone else? Maybe that's helping out someone else. Maybe that's donating money, whether it's spending some time cooking a meal, whatever it is. When was the last time you invested in someone else? And I think for a lot of you, that answer is, it's been a long time. I'm recording this on a Monday morning. Now, tomorrow I'm going to my grandpa's funeral. And I can tell you, my grandpa did very well in business. He lost it all on farming. Like, he had a big roller coaster as far as his career, making money, all of that. Very smart businessman, very smart person. But I can tell you that everyone around him, what we remember are the experiences and what he invested back into each one of us. So when we look at Grandpa's life, yes, he was a phenomenal business person, probably one of the sharpest people I've ever met, but all what we remember is how he helped out financially those around him. He always had a giving heart. He put time into everyone. When we were on a family vacation, he was all in on the family vacation. So are you investing in yourself or in others? And again, a lot of you say, Adam, I don't care what my legacy is, how people remember me. I'm going out on a high. And that's fine. But the majority of you do want to leave, your kids something. Again, whether it's a financial thing or a memory. And again, as you invest in more those people around you, whether it's a financial investment or just a time and emotional investment, those will have a much bigger impact on you and those around you than investing in yourself. Because yourself is a silo. As you spread that out a little bit more, you're going to have more impact. And again, as you invest financially around those around you, you're going to feel a much more beneficial impact coming back to you. Even though you didn't invest in yourself, you're going to feel it more in yourself, I promise you. So give it a try. If it's been a while, start investing in those around you. And it's a great time of year. There's a lot of people this time of year, families, individuals, whoever it is, that are coming up to Christmas. And for a lot of us, Christmas is a fun time. We get together with family, we buy presents. There's a lot of people in this world, and in our country here that can't afford presents. They can't afford to buy their kids anything. They can't afford a warm sweater or jacket. There's a lot of people that need financial support. And this is a great time. So if you have a bit of extra money and you want to start trying this, invest in others versus myself, maybe instead of buying yourself a third winter jacket, buy a winter jacket for someone that you see around you that needs a little bit of extra help and see how far that goes. See how you feel. I promise you it'll go a long way. And again, research out of Harvard shows that. So for those of you that have hit that threshold of, I have enough, how do I kind of spend the excess a bit better? How do I get more happiness out of that because it's not bringing me happiness now? Buying time. Buy more of your time, free up your more time. Now, that allows you, to do the third thing, which is invest in others. You can take some of your time now and invest in others, spend money on others, help others. And then the second thing was experience over things. So make sure you're allocating a lot of your money, or at least some of your money, on experiences versus things. Things go away, experiences will be remembered forever.